What mark will you leave on the world when you're gone? I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Not that I'm planning to get there soon, but there's a family cemetery where a lot of Whipples are buried. It's now full. It's not the only family in there, but there's no more space. So, in any event, I've found a way that I could have a monument put there with names of future Whipples, even though they couldn't be buried there. There could be a monument to that. And during that whole process, I was thinking about what will people say when you're gone? And I would encourage you to think about that as well. We have, for the last 4 years, been renovating a home in Maine that my great great grandfather built back in the 1860s. And one of the differences between today and those days is that there's a analog, if you will, record of things. There's actual papers. There's, as we found out yesterday, there are 35 millimeter slides going back to the early 1900s that are there. And so you can see the people, the ancestors, and you can see eventually what happened to those people. In my case, my mother died when I was 18 years old. My father lived to be about 77 or 77. My brother died when he was 18. And it's interesting to look back on those pictures of the family and to think about, okay, when I depart from this plane, what will I have done? What will I have left? And I think one of the things that's real, or I don't think, one of the things that's really powerful is to sit down, take the time to write your obituary the way it is today and the path you're on, and the way that you would like it to be, and what you'd like to have people look back on and say, this is what he or she accomplished in the time they were on this earth. For most people, that's a pretty sobering experience. And when you think about it, if you go on a vacation, you decide, okay, where am I going to go? How am I going to get there? What stops am I going to make along the way? But when it comes to your life, most people end up spending more time planning a vacation than they do planning their life. And that's a sobering thought as well. So sit down and do that exercise is my advice. I think you will be well served by it. You can look back then to say, okay, where would I have headed up? Where will I head up based on what I'm doing with QLA? And is that a life I could be proud of and leave my mark behind? And I think the answer to that will be yes, if you spend enough time to do it. And you only have to look at the results that Dan Pena's QLA methodology has generated since 1993 to know the process works. Will it work for you? Can't guarantee that. I don't know how good your idea is, how hard you will work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But just knowing the process works helps an awful lot in realizing this can be done. The question is, can you do it? So write your obituary the way you see it now and the way you would like it to be. Take a look at that, and I bet you that'll be a fantastic experience for you.